Welcome, everybody, to episode 117 of Disney with the Ducks. Tonight, you've got Jeff,
Hey, everybody.
Jody,
Hi, friends.
Lonnie,
Don't I see? That's Klingon from what's up?
and saving the best for last, you've got me, John Kroll. All right, so tonight we want to ask you guys to do us a big favor, and that favor is to go out and give us a 5-star review on your podcatcher. So if you could go to Apple or Stitcher, well, I don't know if Stitcher exists anymore, but
It does not.
yeah, okay. Amazon or Audible or wherever you get your podcast from. Give us a 5-star review, write some nice words, and share our episodes with your friends. And also invite everybody you know to the Disney with the Ducks Facebook page so we can get some good Disney conversations going and sharing some fun pictures and that type of thing over there. All right, so tonight we're going to ask a question about getting to know us and letting the listeners get to know us a little bit better. And tonight's question is, what do you think is the most used app on your individual phone? Lonnie, we're going to go with you first.
You know what? Most used app, probably my Instagram app. I like looking at pictures and seeing what's going on in the parks. I follow a lot of people that post daily park pictures, and that's how I get my Disney fix. So Instagram is what I think I use most daily.
Interesting. All right, I like it. Yeah, it's social, but it's mostly picture-based or all picture-based, which is cool.
I'll take the pictures. I've done a good job of kind of eliminating the negative stuff in the socials, so I see positive things. You know, it took a while, right? You got to block this, but I think I got it now where all I see is happy Disney stuff.
Okay, and that's why we're not friends on Facebook anymore, I guess.
Exactly. It's not you. It's not you, John. It's me. You deserve better.
Fair. All right, Jody, what's your most used app on your phone?
I'm going to be really boring and say probably a weather app because I'm always looking. Because I'm always looking to see, do I need to water? Do I need to bring an umbrella? Is sports going to be canceled for my kid? Like I'm always, what's my weather? Am I going to run in shorts or leggings or I'm always looking at a weather app. And I have 3 of them because I always like to see I take the data from all 3 and then try to figure out what's the most similar and then rely on that because they always say different things. So pretty boring weather apps.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's not what I would have guessed, but
I know, but it's
some people, hey, everybody's got their passion and yours.
I don't know that's a passion. It's just I like to be prepared.
Oh man. Jeff, what's yours?
If you're looking over like time, since I've had a smartphone, I would say Facebook's probably my most commonly used one, just kind of scrolling through social media stuff. Anytime I have downtime, it's easy just to sit and scroll and see what's happening. It's probably less now than it used to be just due to algorithms of showing ads and groups more than people and friends. I care more about my friends than I do about the groups. So it's probably downtrended. But recently...
Except for the Disney with the Ducks group.
I know, but this algorithms don't show, even for me. I get alerts from that as an administrator, and I still don't see our stuff.
So weird.
But recently, I've been playing a lot of Betweenal. They have like a daily version where you have to guess a random word in a dictionary. It's a 5-letter word, and you just put in a word and it tells you how close you are to the high end, low end. So it's been a good brain builder for me that I enjoy, just kind of figuring out 5-letter words on a regular basis.
Interesting. That sounds fun though.
It is.
I would get frustrated. I don't have the
very
best
much
vocabulary, and
you can't just skip it. Like if you don't, like if you're in between 2 words and you have no idea what word fits between the 2, it doesn't let you just guess until you're wrong to move on to the next one. You have to pick a word, and sometimes I don't know a 5-letter word that fits between these 2 words. So it gets. There's a lot of phone of friends.
That's fun. All right. Mine is Facebook for sure. But I just looked at the data just to check that, and it proved that is by far Facebook. But then second place for me is Messages, and then my iMessage app. So I spend a lot of time talking to people, apparently, which is fine. That's how I like it. Like I like having a lot of friends I can talk to, and just fun. Like Lonnie said, that's where all the positive stuff is. And then you leave all the arguing with strangers over random things to Facebook. But I love Messages, and then it's interesting when I look at it on first pickup. The thing I use most is texts. So I must just get text, look at my phone, and then be like, oh yeah, now I'm going to go scroll through Facebook for a half hour. But yeah, so that's mine. All right, so tonight we have a fun little like challenge or game that Jody came up with. So Jody, why don't you describe what we're going to be doing tonight?
Sure. So there's actually a board game called that I loosely base this off of called Imagine If. So, but that's a card game, and it's imagine if you broke your leg. How would you hike from point A to point B with a broken leg? And then you have to like choose the card and how you would answer that. So it's kind of fun. It's a fun like adult like G-rated, nothing bad, but it's a fun group game. So when we were talking about different things, I'm like, oh, this would be fun to kind of put a Disney spin on it. Like imagine if, whatever Disney thing and how you would answer that. So that's what we're going to play. We're going to play a little version of Imagine If. So how you would react to a certain scenario or fun situation.
All right. This sounds fun. I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be a good time. So
I am too.
All right. So Jody, do you want to go first since you're the one who came up with the game?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Imagine if you got to tour a park as a VIP with a fur character. Not a face character. So no Cinderella, no Ray, none of them, right? A fur character. And a fur character, you have to pick the fur character and you have to pick the park and why.
So the whole day you're using hand gestures to communicate, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's the normal.
And it could be you and your family or your friends or whoever's touring with you, but you're touring a park for a day with a fur character, and you have to pick the fur character and the park. So imagine if that was your day.
Can I go first?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Figment, and we're gonna tour Epcot, and it's gonna be amazing because we're gonna ride Journey into the Imagination together. It'll be almost as good as when I wrote it with Jeff back in Marathon Weekend 22.
So you're saying Jeff reminds you?
Picture of.
Is that what you're saying?
I know there's no picture. That's terrible. Jeff is almost as good as Figment. Figment's almost as good as Jeff. I think it'll be super fun. We're gonna go on the land. We're gonna go through there because I love the slow boat ride and learning about things. And I feel like Figment and his imaginative thought process would be good looking at some of the innovations in farming and agriculture that they show in there. And then we're going on Soarin' for sure. But I can't wait to take him on Guardians and just see how he responds to that, because I feel like Figment is going to have his mind blown in there. And maybe it'll spur some new imaginations and, a new Figment. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah,
can dragons hurl?
And they spew rainbows.
Oh, then I'm going to ride it 3 times in a row with him. But no, and then we're going to finish up the day at the Hibachi Grill because I really like the Tepanito. So I'm going to take Figment there. But I think it would be fun to be at one of those tables with like another family, and it's just me and Figgy hanging out, So that's going to be mine.
Awesome. I love it.
Good
All right. Who wants to go next? Jeff or Lonnie? Imagine if you had a VIP tour with a fur character for the day. Which character and which park?
I would take King Louie and go through Animal Kingdom.
Oh.
I think that would be going back through the Jungle Trek areas and being on the safari with him and pointing out the different animals, and then watching the monkeys, or they're not monkeys, I don't know what the ones are. They're over by Everest that kind of go back and forth and just kind of exploring that, and going to Dino Land, the play area, the boneyard, and watching him swing and kind of climb through there on his knuckles as he's going through. And I think King Louie would be a lot of fun. Go to Flame Tree Barbecue or Satuli Canteen, take him into Pandora. So
that's a fun choice. That's a unique one. I wouldn't have guessed that. I like that. Very fun. All right, Lonnie G, it's up to you.
All right, so I am going to go to Animal Kingdom as well, but I'm going to go with Russell the dog, and hopefully his communicator be working so he can actually talk. So I'm skirting it. So I'm going to go with Russell. I want to get his thoughts on seeing Kevin run around. Go to the Lion King show. That'll be good. See what he thinks about the Tumble Monkeys. Hit on back. Can't wait to see him in Avatar. Right. So hanging out with Russell. Love dogs. Love Russell. So there you go.
All right. All great choices.
But
So I'm
it's
kind of bummed that,
Doug, though. Russell's the boy. It's Doug.
Oh, Russell is the boy?
Yeah, Doug is the dog.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Are you positive?
I'm pretty sure.
We're talking about Up?
This is not
most
the
depressing
character
movie
you're
ever?
looking for.
I'm pretty sure.
That's my Jedi. No.
I'm kind of bummed that Lonnie and Jean aren't here because I thought they would really have a hard time, not picking anything Star Wars or Marvel. And then we're going to have a big debate whether a Marvel character like Iron Man is really a fur character or not, since he's in a costume, but he can speak human. So I was waiting for this and neither one of them are here.
Well, I thought about doing Chewbacca, but you got to let him win.
That's a lot of fur.
So if he's running around, you remember, let the Wookiee win. That's just too much to have him. He wants to go on Avatar first. He wants to, do this, do that. He has to be first. Yeah, nah. So it's Doug's the dog.
Doug, I just confirmed this. Unfortunately, Jeff is right, and Doug is the dog.
No, that's just continuous.
So Lonnie, you're just hanging out with a Boy Scout most of the day.
As a nerd.
But taking Russell with you could do the Wilderness Explorer. I mean, that would be pretty fun to do the Wilderness Explorer with Russell.
Yeah, but I want Doug then, so I want the dog. You're right.
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. What was I thinking?
Okay. And Jody, what's your thought on this?
Well, I would have to take a Muppet. So I would take Sweetums because I love Sweetums and he's gigantic and big and just smiley. Although he does talk, but we're gonna pretend like he doesn't in this circumstance. And I debated whether I want to take him to Hollywood Studios because that's the only place where there's any Muppet representation. But I really think we'd have a lot of fun in Epcot. So I was thinking about taking him there. I think we'd have a really good time eating around the worlds and trying new food. And, maybe the Swedish chef gave him some ideas of cuisine. So I think Sweetums and I are going to go hang out at Epcot. I could just see him in Test Track with his arms up in the air, riding around. I mean, letting that flow through his hair, the wind go through his hair. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, it sounds fun to me.
Yeah. I love Sweetums.
All right. That was a good choice too. I think that was more predictable than some of the others.
Yeah. You guys all I was surprised by your answers, but they were great. Thanks for playing my Imagine-If. All right.
Lonnie?
Sure. Okay. So let's imagine that you guys were in charge and you had to put together a monorail crawl. Where are you going to eat? And then where are you going to drink on your crawl? Jeff, let's hear it.
All right. So if I'm doing my monorail crawl, I'm probably starting with pre-drinking at Tambu Lounge. Then I will go all the way around to the Contemporary, have dinner at the Cali Grill. And then I will come back around and finish with a nightcap and watching fireworks from the Grand Floridian and grabbing drinks from what's the
Enchanted Rose?
Yes, the Enchanted Rose.
That's a good one. Good one. John, where are you going?
I mean, to be honest, probably the exact same place as Jeff just went. So let me try to change this up a little bit. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Enchanted Rose first, have a nice little beverage there. Then I'm gonna head over to California Grill for dinner. And I'm gonna get the exact same thing I got last time, which was the filet. And I'm also gonna get a bottle of that Nickel and Nickel wine because that was amazing. So I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to go over to the Polynesian and go up to Tambu Lounge, have a Lapu Lapu, head downstairs, get a Dole Whip. And then I'm just going to chill on the beach there and watch the fireworks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I see what I did there. I kind of reversed.
You reversed.
We'll wave at each other as we're going past in the monorail.
Yeah, just so they're not exactly the same.
Jody B, what are you doing?
All right, so I'm gonna try something a little different. I'm gonna start off at the DVC Top of the World Lounge at the Contemporary, because membership has its privileges. So I'm gonna go up there, and I'm gonna have a nice drink, and I'm gonna chill and relax. And then, shoot, if Lonnie G's paying, because this is his question, his Imagine If, I'm going to V&A, baby. I'm going to go over to, I mean, I'm going straight to Grand Flow and going to Victoria and Alberts and living it up. And I think after that, I'm not sure that I even need to go anywhere else because I'll be so full and happy. And of course, I'm doing the wine pairings at Victoria and Alberts with my meal. But just for fun, I will stop off at Tambu Lounge and get some non-fruity drink, but I'm going to take it with me because I don't like the fruity drinks. No rum, none of that fruity stuff. Wow. I'm going to take it with me and I'm going to go sit outside because I don't want to be with after like a nice, quiet, romantic, very upscale evening. I don't want to be with all the people. So I'm going to take my drink and go sit out in the beach area.
I like it. So you're going to be pretty dressed up though, because Victoria and Alberts has a strict dress code.
Yes.
So is Tim going to pack a suit coat just to go to dinner?
He is, and he has before.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yep.
Interesting. All right.
Yes, some spats. Does he wear those souvenirs?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Wow. Lonnie, what's yours? What's your answer to your own?
I'm going to start off at the Poly. Two things. I'm going to go over to Captain Cook's, give me a couple of appetizers. Then I'm going to go to Trader Sam's and get a drink. Right. Then I'm going to head over to the Top of the Royal Lounge just to hang out for a little bit, relax, catch a couple more drinks there. But like Jody, at the end of the night, I'm going to go over to Grand Flow to Victoria's and Alberts because why not, right? You have to end there. So there'll be a break in between because I have to change to get all fancy and dancy up too. I'm not going to ride around on the monorail because it smells. But then after Victoria and Alberts, I'll head back to the Poly to watch fireworks on the beach with a Dole Whip.
Perfect. We'll be hanging out there then, Lonnie.
Yes, sir, we will. So
nice.
It's going to be an all-day thing for me. I'm just chilling.
All of the ideas sound really good. I didn't even think of Victoria and Alberts. I think I'm not at that level of like classiness where it enters my mind. I mean, I love the idea of it, but that's just, I don't know.
I was thinking either Citrico's or oh my gosh, what's the one on the water?
Narcoossee's.
But then I was like, well, it's Lonnie's question, and if I'm imagining Lonnie paying for this, and I'm going to Victoria and Alberts because I originally wrote down Narcoossee's, but then I changed it to V&A when I was like, it's Lonnie's money.
How often can you go to a Michelin star restaurant, right?
Very true.
So if you got an opportunity to do it on somebody else's dime, you better do it.
Exactly.
So,
have you guys ever been there?
No, sir.
Oh, me neither. I would like to go sometime, honestly, but I have to do it on a non-kid trip, and I don't know. It looks amazing though.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you get that chef's table. That's
right.
One day.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. My first one is: imagine if Walt Disney were to come into the future and you had one day to show Walt around Walt Disney World. You can go anywhere on property. What are you doing? So let's see. Is anybody ready?
I'll try.
Okay.
All right. We definitely have to start at Magic Kingdom and wander through Magic Kingdom. I'm guessing I'm probably not waiting in any lines. If I have Walt beside me, I'm probably walking on everything.
No lines.
Right. I'm walking on everything to the front. It's like, get out of my way. Walt's here. We're doing this. But just riding some of the original concept ideas that he had from Disneyland that came over and just hearing some of the stories and backgrounds and ideas of what he originally envisioned maybe for these rides versus how they ended up today, and seeing that things that he created 50 years ago that's still widely loved and appreciated today and how things are still here. Then we'd probably go over to Epcot just so he can see how vastly different that ended up compared to what he originally had planned. It is not his prototype community of tomorrow. It's more amusement park themed or theme park themed, which is fine, but it's just not what his original envision was for it. I don't know that we do the other parks. I think between those two things, that would take up majority of several days probably, but
all right. Good answer. All right, Jody, what about you? What do you got?
I was debating between Magic Kingdom and Epcot, but I think I'm going to take him to Epcot because Magic Kingdom, I think, would be a good bad place where I think he would appreciate some of it, but then also maybe be sad at some of the things that have changed or happened. But I think Epcot, because it was such a vision and it hadn't really taken a lot of shape yet, that I think he would appreciate where it's gone. I think he'd be a little disappointed about some of the things that really didn't happen, like the actual community. And well, I guess there's, we just talked about it, not 12
Golden
Oaks, Golden
Golden
Oaks.
Oak.
I'm like, not 12 Oaks. What's the name of the place? But I still think that because there's still some education slight things going on in Epcot, not as much as there used to be in the 80s and 90s. I think he would still find that really, really cool. So I think I'd take him to Epcot.
Awesome. All right. I think that's a really good response. Lonnie, what do you got?
Well, we're definitely going to park hop, but I think I'm going to start in Hollywood Studios, and I'm going to bring him to see One Man's Dream. Want him to see the actual impact he had, and his creativity, and how, he's appreciated now. Back then, he had to deal with the strikes and things of that nature. So I don't think he was appreciated as much back then as he is now for what he's created. So I want to bring him to there first. Then I'm going to bring him to the ticket booth so you can see how expensive the tickets are to get into Epcot, because I want him to get a cold slap. And then I'm going to bring him to Epcot, and we're going to ride People Mover. And I just want to, after going to Epcot, we're going to go over to Magic Kingdom, ride People Mover, so he can see the little Epcot model, right? So we're going to, and then I'm going to go to Animal Kingdom to end it, because I want him to see how just his legacy, even though he wasn't around for Animal Kingdom, still what it meant, and how, the Imagineers continue to bring it forward. So I want him to see everything. So there you go.
All right. I think that's really good. Man. All right. So what I'm going to do with Walt, we're going to start out at Hollywood Studios in the morning, and we're just going to walk through the park a little bit. I want him to kind of see some of the cool theming that they've got there and that type of thing. We're going to go over to Tower of Terror though, and we're going to ride that, because I want him to see just how the Imagineering team developed that ride, and just the ambiance in there and everything is perfect. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to walk through Galaxy's Edge so he can see all that. I don't know if I want to take him on any rides over there. Rise of the Resistance would probably
You got to bring him on Rise. You got to let it break down.
See it break down
back and see.
All right. All right. Me and Walt will ride Rise.
Resistance, smoking doobies together. You got to bring him there.
Yeah. Well, and then we're going to go over to Uga's. We're going to get a drink in there, because I want him to see how cool that world that, was created, just how awesome that is. We're going to go through Toy Story Land. We're going to ride, of course, Slinky Dog. And then I'm going to beat Walt at Toy Story Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's going to be good. Then we're taking our private helicopter. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to take the Skyliner over to Epcot. I want to walk around the countries, but I want to show him a couple of the videos in the countries, just so he can see how the world has kind of evolved. But I want to take him on Guardians of the Galaxy, just because I think it's like the most technologically advanced thing I've ever seen, and I think it'll just blow his mind how far things have come from, what's it called? It's a Small World to Guardians of the Galaxy. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna walk over to the boardwalk, just so he can kind of see some of the things that have come up around the lake. Then we're gonna take the helicopter. We're gonna go over to, where haven't we been yet? Animal Kingdom. And I just want him to see that. I don't really have to go on anything. Maybe we'll go on Flight of Passage so he can kind of see another type. Okay, so we're gonna hop on the private helicopter, go over to then Magic Kingdom, and really I just want him to see the fireworks and just kind of watch people. So I think it'll be really cool to see Walt see the projections on the castle and how well timed everything is, and just the music and how perfect everything is. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and that's where we're gonna end our night.
All right.
I think Walt would really appreciate the Tree of Life. Walking through there and all the details. And I mean, I think that is an underrated thing in general, but I just think all the detail and all the imagineering that went into that, and all the, I think, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think he'd like that. So maybe spend a little bit of time there for those of you who are taking him to Animal Kingdom.
That's a really good idea. And probably the safari area too, because he liked like adventure and stuff, and that's why he made all those videos and like the nature videos and everything. Kind of cool. So that would be fun.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay, so who's left? We got Jeff.
That's me. Yep. All right. So imagine if they came to you and said, we want you to build a new resort that is a backdoor entrance into the Magic Kingdom. So we kind of have like Crescent Lake that kind of goes in, but I'm thinking more of the lines how the Grand Californian goes into the theming of that area with like smoke jumpers in the Pacific Northwest. So the theming's kind of got to match the area it's going into. So where would you put it into Magic Kingdom, and what's kind of your design of the hotel? Like what's your theming based on with it?
All right, I'll go.
All right.
I will make an entrance over by Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and it'll actually be like New Orleans based. So I know we got Port Orleans French Quarter, but I'm going to take it to the next level, right? So we will have it where it's straight out of New Orleans. You have a bunch of great restaurants. You have, you're walking through cobble streets like you're going through the French Quarter. But each of the buildings will be different hotels. So it'll be one big resort, but you'll have different kind of rooms, right? Based on where you are. So, and at the end of it, you'll have like a mini dome, like the Superdome, and then you'll have different events there, right? So you have all of that there. And when you finish, you walk into Tiana's, get you some beignets, and it's all good.
All right. So can they do a nightly parade for Mardi Gras through the resorts?
Yes, please.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Like all
That
lit
would
up.
be, oh, that would be awesome. That would be
All
awesome.
right. Good call. Jody?
At first, I was thinking Haunted Mansion, but then that just seems too easy and obvious. And then also, how are you going to, like, there's a scare factor, and I don't know. So I'm scratching that idea as much as I kind of like it, but I'm like, oh, no. I'm going to go, and that's kind of same area where Lonnie is, but I'm going to go to Big Thunder. And I think they can do a whole rodeo, Old West,
Ghost
kind of
Town kind of deal?
cowboys, saloon with the doors opening. I think they could do something really cool. Plus, they've got the space out there. But that
doesn't matter for this. We have
and you
infinite
kind of have Coronado Springs kind of has a little bit of that, but that's more like Tex-Mex, and so I'm thinking like the old, shoot 'em up cowboy type of
right, like Ghost Town kind of deal.
Yeah, Ghost Town. Yeah, but so that's my idea.
Nice. John?
All right. Well, what I'm going to do, it's going to come into Fantasyland. So it's going to be up in that section of the park, right? We're going to have a villain themed resort that's going to be all the villains of like Snow White and Ariel and all of them, right? Because they all have little rides in Fantasyland. So it's going to tie into that. And it's going to be just like a dark, mysterious resort. It's going to be really cool. They're going to have all kind of cool bars and restaurants. And it's going to be like, if you've ever been to Storybook Dining at Artist Point,
Yes,
it's going to be like that. There's going to be drinks that smoke and stuff all over the place. A lot of just like dark corners and stuff you can duck into. It's going to be really cool. But on the other side of that, it's going to lead into the villain park that's going to be built behind it. So it's going to be part of a larger project. And Lonnie, the timeline on it is estimated to be about 12,000 years. So by the next ice age, we should have this complete and ready to go.
Or at least the hotel. The resort part will be done.
Yeah, the resort part will be done and then probably closed right after.
Grand opening, grand closing, same day.
Right, same day.
But no, it's gonna kind of be between the two lands. It's gonna be between the good Magic Kingdom side and the villain side, and it's gonna be like that transition into the villain park. So it's gonna be really cool.
What if you could have a castle and people could stay, like they could choose if they want good or evil side of the castle?
Oh,
Like they could, so part of it's facing
Yeah.
the good part of Fantasyland, and like that's all light and airy and happy, and then the other side is the dark side. Although I don't know, I'm running with your idea. Sorry, John.
no, I like it.
Feel it.
You're a maximizer.
But I'm like, what? I had the villain's place. I'm like, that'd be a great place for napping, dark, and like all this. I'm like, I'm all there for
Yeah.
the afternoon nap.
Mm.
You're like, we don't go there. We don't go to the darks. Everything the light touches is the good side, but the dark side, we don't go.
Yeah. Don't go over there. All right.
All right.
Right.
We-
Jeff has to answer his own question.
I would originally, my idea would have been to do like a Caribbean themed over by Pirates of the Caribbean, but we already have the Caribbean beach hotel, so I kind of steer clear of that. I think I would put mine over more between Space Mountain and Tron, and make it like cheesy 1970s style futuristic stuff. So things that we thought would be the future from like whenever future Tomorrowland was originally crafted, of how they thought it would be now, but just in that kind of mindset and walking in from there. So
you're catering exclusively to male nerds born in the early 70s.
well, now that you put it that way.
I'm just trying to clarify for the business plan. I'm writing these up right now, and just want to know who the market is.
Right. All right. Yeah.
No, I like it. That sounds really cool, though.
Sounds about right.
I could just picture it though, like as you're talking about it being kind of like cheesy and kitschy and stuff.
Right.
I did the
Curious.
oh my gosh, what was the show with the dog? They had the space dog and his
The
wife?
Jetsons.
The Jetsons. Thank you. I'm blanking.
Right. Similar to
Astro.
something like that.
Yeah,
Astro. Astro's the dog. His wife was her name Judy?
Judy.
Yeah.
Oh, see?
Judy was a
was
robot. Judy was a robot.
Oh, who's
Jane, his wife.
Jane is the
Judy's
wife.
daughter.
Judy's the robot. Elroy is the son.
Elroy, I remember. Yeah.
Rosie.
That's what I'm thinking. When you're talking about it, Jeff, that's what I'm envisioning. I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah. It's something similar. Like what they thought the future would have been from the 70s, but projected into a hotel that's current and modern today, but walking in, because Tomorrowland still has that feel to me. It has the never been updated. Here's what we think it should be, but we're still here.
But I love that about Tomorrowland. I
Right?
think that's the best part, is that it's that cool, like, this is what they thought the future was going to be 50 years ago.
Right.
All right. So now we're going to move into our favorite part of the show, and we're going to make you all quack up so hard. You're going to be quacking so loudly that those guys from Duck Dynasty are going to ask you to record your voice for the next duck call or something. I don't know. I don't know where that was going, but
I don't know where you're going with
I
that.
hit a point and I'm like, I can't stop now.
You
Yeah.
can't land this
You
plane.
all in. You all in. You just got to go with it.
Yeah. So I got to
I love your commitment, man. Commitment to excellence.
oh man. Okay, so we're gonna make you quack up, and Jeff's gonna start first.
Today my mind just kind of wanders to random topics, and all of a sudden I thought of a color that never existed. And then I realized it was just a pigment of my imagination.
We're on the same website.
oh my gosh.
Yes, I wrote it down.
You guys are the worst.
Look. Can you see? Joke. Today I thought of a color that doesn't exist.
We do this a lot, John.
I know. You two worry me.
You guys are just merging into one person now. It's gonna
Well,
be
yeah. Our minds are so connected. That's what it is.
That's scary.
Yeah. All right. Jody, what do you got for us?
Well, we did a ridiculous amount of spring cleaning today in the house. Actually, all outside of the house. We pressure washed and took the screens out and did windows and all that stuff. And, so cleaning is on my brain. And I was thinking, we've had this discussion amongst all of us in the group about saying please and thank you to Alexa or to Siri, because we want to make sure, did they turn on? Because, we're all worried that they're spying on us all the time. But quite frankly, it's the vacuum cleaner we should be worried about. They're the ones that have all of our dirt.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
All right. Lonnie.
How do you tell a lion to move faster?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Mufasa.
Oh my. Well, I was gonna make a joke about Mufasa proving that cats can't land on their feet, but that's not appropriate. After an unsuccessful harvest, why did the farmer decide to try a career in music? Because he had a ton of sick beats.
Your
Yes,
first
he
one was
did.
better.
I had to pivot quickly because somebody stole my joke. Mm.
He didn't steal that joke. He liberated that joke. That joke needed some democracy.
Oh my. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening. Hopefully you can come over to our Facebook page and you can answer some of the questions that we asked tonight. I think it would be fun to hear what some of our listeners have to say about the different imagine if scenarios we came up with. So head over to Disney with the Ducks and leave us your thoughts on that. And then when you're done giving us your thoughts on tonight's episode, go also give us 5-star review because we know you love the episode so much. All 5. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And or if they offer 10, give us 10 stars. You know, I don't know what the rating systems are anymore these days. How come Jody? I'm so jealous. Whenever Jody gives 2 thumbs up, she has fireworks go off in the background. None of the rest of us have that.
Sometimes it helps to be the girl.
I want like a glitter bomb to go off or something. That would be fun. All right. Well, we hope everybody has an awesome night. And please remember, go give us a review and join Disney with the Ducks. Kwaherini.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, friends.
Glory to your house.
Oh, man.
Oh.
I was like along the lines, what if Disney accepted the Harry Potter world proposal instead of declining it back? How would that have changed things?
Harry Potter World will still be under construction.
That is very true.